It's just two subtle dots that says this is the center, this is the sweet spot of the putter. And you can take that line and pretty much see that your line's in the same spot compared to the dots on top. So that's, as an alignment feature, that's the first part. The second part is that I just told you that the center of mass is in the center because of the way I've weighted the putter. So the area right between there is dead center. And if I go over to this dot right here, this outside toe dot, there's 55% of the putter's mass is on this side, from that dot. And on this dot, the heel dot, there's 55% of the putter's mass is on this side. Okay, so why is that important? Well, for breaking putts, if you play a ball, I take a ball here and have a, okay, so let's say here's our little center line, and I put that center line in the middle, then that means that I'm hitting it right in the sweet spot. If I move it out here, I've got 55% of the mass on this side of the ball. Okay? Well, if I've got a breaking putt that's going right to left, breaking putts miss below the hole. And the reason they miss below the hole is because the putter turns over on a hill, or people close the face and they don't get on the high side of the line. What this does, this puts more mass on the low side. This is not a really easy concept to understand, but it puts more mass on the low side to keep the putter square through impact. And it just helps the putter's physics work better. It puts more mass to keep the putter from turning over. Down here, this is not, for example, if I hit that, it's going that way. If I hit this, it's going that way. So now I'm just doing a subtle amount right here. And so by doing that for right to left and opposite for left to right, you're going to help the putter stay square through impact a little bit longer. Nice little feature. We don't even talk about it. Good players love it. And what it also does, it makes you hyper concentrate about where you're hitting the ball on your putter. You pick a line and you hit that line and you're thinking about execution. That's the right thing to think about in a breaking putt. You're thinking about what you should be doing and not, am I going to embarrass myself? Or, you know, am I going to choke? Those are good positive thoughts. Right? So let's talk about what you should be doing and thinking about execution. So that helps in that respect.
So you're saying on those breaking putts, you move the center of the ball to the one dot or the other.
Right. And I have found some of the guys that are top players, they like that more than like anything else in putter. Because it's a nice little way. I mean, everybody struggles with breaking putts, and especially under pressure. And it's nice to have a little friend there that's working with you. See this, but we sweep it this way, and then we have people putt, and you can see the line. It shows you how the ball rolls. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. So this shows how the ball rolls. So if somebody you hit the ball and it's hopping, it's too much long, right? And so what we try to achieve is we get the ball to raise, land, and then roll. And then you usually see dimple marks right here, where the ball's rotation and forward motion match up. Y'all have these? You have these, don't you, Mark? And so that's like the ideal putt. And the reason you want it to lift a little bit is that you're going to have uphill putts. I don't think the depression thing is valid. I believe that, I know that you have uphill putts, and you want to get that ball up on top of the ground, and you want to get it rolling. And the sooner it's doing this, the truer it's going to roll, and it's going to be more consistent for distance. So that's the goal. To answer your question, the Quintet machine, for example, that they have at Modern Golf, a lot of times you can just see it. You know, the ball's just hopping. And so you want to get that launch angle down for whatever individual characteristics you have with the putter, and how you see, how your eyes work, and how your hands are, and how your stroke is. But the point is, if you get that little lift and you get this roll and it's rolling out this early, then you're set you're really set. Things are going to be great. You're going to enjoy putting a lot more, and you're going to be better at distance control, and you're going to hit your lines better, and it's just going to be a better experience.
You're building me a 37.
Okay, I think you should use, general rule of thumb is I think you should use the shortest putter you can stand. But if you want to stand up more and you need to have a longer putter, then you need to really lighten the head, or you put the 37, is that 37 counterweighted above your hands?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, you're gripping down on it.
I'm going down about, I want that pull from up above my hands, about 3 inches.
Okay, so what you're doing is, you're probably gripping it down there around 30, 34, 33.
35. Yeah, 34, 35.
You're down there if you want that much above your
Yeah.
head. And so you're gripping down on it, and you got the lightest head because you got a long putter. You got a 355 head, and that grip is going to act as a counterweight. You can either put a weight in it or just let the weight of the grip do the job. And I'm doing it for Ben Martin right now, exactly like that,
Now,
37 inches.
what if I go to the heavier head? I like my problem is short putts. I like the heavier
If you
head.
go with a heavier head, then we'd probably add weight to the butt of it, just to
Okay.
make sure that the swing weight doesn't get too cumbersome.
Okay.
And it can be like a brick on a stick, and it'd be just awful. You know, and real stable for 2-foot putts, but you're going to be helpless, like
Okay.
40 feet away.
Okay.
You're just going to be hit and guess.
What about face balance versus,
Face balancing, good question. Face balancing lets you turn the toe over real easy because in a face balanced putter, I don't make them, but I'll just show you what they are. A face balanced putter means that the shaft is intersecting the middle of the head. That means that, so that when the shaft intersects the middle of the head, the weight here is equal to the weight here and it aims straight up. Mine are all slightly towed down. This is the most face balanced, and it's slightly towed down. But when it's face balanced, so the weights, so now I can turn that toe over real easy. So if you have a problem pushing the ball, you should be more face balanced. Or you can get more offset, or there's other ways to accomplish faults, to correct faults. And if you have a problem with left pulling it, then you want more toe hang. And blades or shafting is more closer to the heel, away from face balancing. So, you know, that has a lot to do with it as well. Offset has a lot to do with it. Shaft flex, the grip you have in your hands. Some people, there are pros that have their grip put on open because they want to avoid pulling. I think you should get everything lined up right and just worry about the physics of the head. Get the toe hang. You see a lot of guys with those red spiders, the tailor-made spiders. They're mounted in the heel and they go right in like that. And if you hold it like this, they look like that. They hang straight down. Well, that's because, so when I'm swinging that head, that thing is just, there's this big thing out there. I can't turn that over very easy, can I? But if it's face balanced, I can turn it over real quick. It does? Yep.
When you chose the shaft, like single bend versus double bend, was there any?
Yeah, single bend is a little bit more elegant to look at. It's harder to do because you gotta drill the hole a certain way. You put the single bend in, it has to come out, when it comes out, it has to be the right lie angle and the right loft and the right, so it's much more difficult to put a single bend. But it also works nicely because we do left-handed putters for Canadians. You guys, I mean, we're showing you some love. Come on. But these heads are identical. They're symmetrical. And I took a single bend shaft, same shaft. I just stuck it the other side. If it was a double bend shaft, I'd have to have double bend left-handed double bends. So that's not. So like I said a while ago, you got to be smart about your production, about your design, about your putter heads, about your technology. You got to combine all those things very elegantly so that they all work in the right direction. You can have the flexibility to take care of Canadians. So that's the only reason I did it.